fix this out
You
there.
moving like David Stearns, puppy. Go on you.
Sleepy.
Sleepy Stearns over here. How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. Long day, but I'm happy to be here as always, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for joining. Guys, don't forget to follow these gentlemen. They are usually on X, talking baseball every day, filling in the day, the time, the hours of great baseball talk. Today, though, I felt like it was needed to have a baseball discussion that didn't involve Juan Soto. So today, guys, if you're here for some Juan Soto talk, that is not going to happen. This is a Juan Soto free space, and I think I speak for all gentlemen here when I say thank God. All right, so today I wanted to have a nice discussion where we usually have on the spaces about free agents in general. I want to take our Mets cap off. I want to be able to kind of just give our opinion on guys that we think that could be very, very overrated free agents. And personally, for me, I put together a list. I'll go around the horn, but at any moment, you guys have a name, drop it in, and we can go together and see how we feel about that free agent. Just with this specific exercise, we need to take our Met cap off and just talk about us as the fan, the baseball fan. So I don't know. You cool with that, Dave?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Juan Soto ruined my morning. I just want to say that. So
I think he ruined a lot of people's morning. I'm sure Josh is already over it too, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm over it, bro.
All right, fellas. All right, so let's start with the first name that I put together. It's a name that we kind of familiar with. Now, if you're a GM, and let's just say you have a need for this guy in his position, based off what the market might tell us about this player, based off what he could be in a new place, you tell me if this player is a overrated free agent to target. Tanner Scott, left-handed bullpen arm. I'll start with Josh. Do you think Tanner Scott is a overrated free agent?
I do. I think he's going to be going out there looking for closer money. I don't think he's worth that closer money. His track record has been up and down. I don't feel comfortable giving a guy like that type of money, bro.
You talking about like over 15 a year?
He's 16, 17-ish around there. That's what I think he's gonna go for AAV, and it's uncomfortable for me to even think about a guy like that making that type of money when he doesn't have that closer track record. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I think he's looking for closer money.
I think he could beat a team in the head, being that he's probably the best lefty reliever too. You know what I'm saying? And he could be one of those really dangerous, because it's hard. Like, you hear so many Met fans or fans of any team need a lefty in the bullpen, and he's like the guy in the bullpen this year. And like you said, having closer money. Top up. What you think about Tanner Scott? If you was a GM, would you roll the dice on a Tanner Scott, this upcoming off season?
I mean, based on the options, I kind of would if I have the money. I think you go ahead. And he has electric stuff, and he's one of the premier closers in the game right now. Besides, obviously, the one that we love in Edwin Diaz.
Right.
But with Edwin Diaz being that option that the Mets already have, and you have an option to go get Tanner Scott, and he's a top closer in the market right now, why not? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a team that's in position to go and contend, you need somebody that's going to lock you down games if you're in that position. And he's a top guy. He's a top closer in the market right now. So why not? It's different from a perspective if you're trying to tank. Then I would say obviously not. But when you're in contention, he's a guy that you need with the electric stuff that he has.
Interesting. I know a lot of people do like him, and they kind of say similar things. I remember like last year talking to my brother about him at the trade deadline, wondering if the Mets would even entertain something like that. And we kind of both felt like it was more of a walk year type thing. He's gonna just do good on his walk year. So I feel like that was the case, actually, to be quite honest with you. Dave, you're a GM talking about Tanner Scott. You let me know how you feel if you was entertaining a bullpen piece like that.
I think it would depend if he was trying to just be a part of a bullpen or trying to be closing. I don't think he's worth the closer money. I think his
Okay.
whip is a little too high. He's got like he hovers around 1.4 whip, and to me that's too many walks and hits in the inning if you're trying to shut a team down. Um, but I do think he's gonna get some attention because he's a left-hander, and
Mm.
I don't know. His market is gonna be it's gonna be active. I don't know where he'll end up, but I think a team will overpay for him.
I'm curious because I think what Josh said is going to probably be whether he signs soon or he signs like late because I don't know if so many teams out there view him like a closer, but because
Mhm.
he's lefty, I think like it's one of those definitely buyer beware situations because like I think he could trick a few teams. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if a team that's very good would even entertain it. I could see a team that wants to be good say, "Hey, we need to sign somebody. Let's go after this dude." So I'm very nervous about a player like this. If I was the GM, I actually would probably try my best to see if a rival would sign him and see how that works out
Mhm.
for them. You know what I'm trying to say? To let them take the grunt of that type of shit. So, all right, cool. I do like that we kind of all had different takes on that. So it's very interesting. I want to go to another name, and you guys could, if you have a name, please let me know. Now I know we're Met fans here, but let's try our best to take our Met fandom aside and push it that way. If you were a GM, I'll start with Dave, and you need a second baseman, and you need a second baseman with some pop. How would you feel about Gleyber Torres this winter?
If it's solely to play second base, I pass.
Really?
I, I if it's to put him at DH, absolutely. I'm all in for that.
He's too young for him to be a DH. You don't think so?
Yeah, I've seen that man lollygag, and I'm using the craziest term ever, lollygag on ground balls that really hurt the Yankees over the years. Yes, Stan. Offensively, he did carry the Yankees the last 2 months.
Shout out Stan.
Defensively, he was out there looking like he never played the game of baseball. He's really weird, man. I don't even. I want to like him. I love his approach at the plate, but man, defensively, it's like what do you do? Light his pants on fire so you get some energy out of him? It's really weird energy to me on the field. But
All right, so let me ask you a question before I go to the other gentleman. You got an opportunity. You got an opportunity to add 20 to 25 home runs,
Mhm.
and you're gonna take mediocre play at second base for let's just say 2 years. And you are very big on kids. Let's just say it's one of those situations where it's a stopgap. And then little by little, you get to the point where you could be like, all right, we're going to let this guy kind of like leave, let the kid play. Do you think that that's something that would entice you, even if you were a non-biased GM?
I think he's a $20 million player. I don't. To me, that's too much for somebody who's a stopgap.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he's young enough where someone's gonna pay him 5 to 6 years to play at $20 million.
Really?
I think they are. I think his bat has great potential. I
Okay.
think if they can somehow get him to play defense, I think he'd be a great player in Major League Baseball. To me, the defense
Interesting.
isn't there, and I'm sorry to certain fans that are in the chat right now, but it's the truth. Unbiased.
We're talking about this fan. Got it. No worries. We can definitely point these people out. This is the lunch table. There's no rules. You can talk over me. You can talk. You can call anybody up. Top Bunk. You're a free agent. You need power. You need power in the infield. Let's just say you're entertaining the situation where you could probably get Gleyber Torres in a new environment, and you might be able to kind of see a different side of him. How do you feel about Gleyber Torres as a GM and the risk that comes with it?
I would give him a chance. I think people are kind of sleeping on the fact that he has power as for a second baseman. I know his defense is kind of questionable. I don't think anybody will deny that. Or anybody that you ask, they'll bring up his defense as a negative. But sometimes it takes a new environment for for his defensive adjustments to change. You could talk about bringing him to, let's say, City Field, and he might be a better second baseman than Jeff McNeil defensively. So, I would take
Oh
a chance
man.
with him. I think he gives you a lot offensively, and I think defensively he could, if you get him in a different field. I think you could definitely help him. But I think offensively he's a good hitter, man. You don't really see him struggle too much. I think a lot of people point about how he started last year and how he struggled to begin the year, and I think they really look at that, and then all of a sudden you fast forward to like the second half of the season into the playoffs, and he picked it up. But this is a guy that can hit a baseball really
Valid.
well, and that could find consistency. He's done it with the Yankees throughout many years, so I wouldn't mind
You
it.
sound like a GM talking. You sound like a GM who needs a second baseman to hit 20 home runs. That's a very interesting take. I don't think you're wrong, bro. I actually really don't. All right, so let me ask you a question. If it
Mhm.
cost you $20 million and you're sold on him probably being like a big part of your lineup, let's just say you're in not the biggest market. Let's just say you're in San Francisco, and you need a signing. Do you think that's something that would entice you as the GM of San Francisco?
If I'm San Francisco, based on where the organization is at, I'm taking it. I think he hit. That's a hitter's ballpark. I think he'll do well in there. I mean, he'll give you a couple home runs, but he's definitely going to get on base a lot of times. Now with that type of ballpark, it benefits him. Especially again, when you look at the San Francisco Giants, they don't scream out, divisional winners. They're more
Right.
of a wild card, probably missing the playoffs. So if they're trying to get back to what they are and they're trying to make at least a wild card, I think he helps you in that. And again, like I said, I think the advantages are, him going to a new ballpark. Maybe that will boost up his defense. But if he plays a lot of games in San Francisco, it's a hitter's park, so it would help him a lot.
I like this because now I just thought of something. So, Josh,
What's up, bro?
you're the general manager of the Seattle Mariners,
Mm-hmm.
and you need an infielder. You need an infielder who can help that very, very bad offense, but it's going to cost you $20 million a year. Josh, you are very versed in Yankee lore as a great Yankee hater who I genuinely appreciate because some people need to do these dirty deeds, and I appreciate that. But we're putting that to the side. As the general manager, as Seattle Mariners, who pretty much have a glaring need for second base, let's just say, I'm going to even help you out. Let's say you got Crawford at short. Let's just say they signed Carlos Santana. I saw them linked with them today, who's a Gold Gloves first baseman. And you got shit around, Glaber. You need pop. You, as the Seattle Mariners GM, what do you do?
I'm absolutely, signing Gleyber Torres today. I personally think that Gleyber Torres could walk into a Starling Marte type deal, 4 years, about $20-ish million.
Ooh.
He does give you pop. He does have his issues on the field, but I think when it's more of a case, for me, in my opinion, it's more of a case of change of scenery. You put him on a different team somewhere else, he might play different. You know what I'm saying? In front of a different crowd, in front of a crowd with less pressure. So I think I'll definitely do that.
That's
to me, it's worth it alone. Like,
I like that. I like that
yeah.
idea.
To me, it's worth it. I mean, the guy, what he could do offensively, he also can carry you in the postseason. He's a good postseason hitter. So to me, it's worth it. I definitely do it.
Macho, you think a change of scenery helps Gleyber Torres? I think it does. I think the Bronx has been tough on him.
I
I
agree.
think the
I agree.
Bronx is a tough place to play, but I think he's still going to be that same player. He's still going to give you those 25 plus home runs. He's going to, if he's in a leadoff position, he's going to set the tone for your offense. I think he's going to have the occasional fumbles in the field. Do I think he gets better going other places? Maybe, depending on ballparks. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Gleyber Torres, but me,
That's a
like,
good thing. That's a good thing. You're a GM. It's okay.
if it was me, I look past them. But if I was the San Francisco Giants, I'm throwing a check at everybody because nobody wants to come to my team. And then Seattle is like, all right, I'll overpay for him because I need some type of offensive production. There's so many different reasons for each team to go out and get a Gleyber Torres. But ultimately, I think he returns to the Yankees. I think he's going to be wanted there once Soto. I was saying once that player goes somewhere else.
I agree. I
Sorry.
actually think that's exactly. No, I actually think that's exactly what happens. All right, I got an interesting one, and we all could be the GM of the same team. We all here are AJ Preller, guys. Every one of us is AJ Preller, the GM of the San Diego Padres. And we all know the year that Jurickson Profar had. And we all know Jurickson Profar, for whatever reason, in San Diego is a beast. And you were using that production on literally like $1 million, if I'm not mistaken, right, Josh? It was literally like $1 million he was getting paid this year or some shit. It was insane return.
Yeah.
It was like the most insane return, which is something that a lot of people haven't been talking about. This guy literally played to almost all pro level. He was an all-star. So I'll start with Top Buck Sports. Top, you know more than anybody what Jurickson Profar is because you're AJ Preller. But now you got to give him a contract. Now it's not going to cost $1 million. It's probably going to cost 15 for like 3 years. I don't know. I'm just making that up. Josh will probably give a better number. You now have probably maybe the best roster in baseball outside of the Dodgers. And probably the one cog in that brings everybody together is Jurickson Profar. Do you give him that hometown deal? Or do you think that because he's getting up there in age, I think he's 33, I want to say, or 34? Do 31. You get into – he's 31. See, look at that. Thank you, Josh. Do you give him a multi-year deal, Top Buck?
Yes, I do. Like Josh said, he's 31, so I'll start off with the age. He's 31. That however he performs within that contract, he ended at 34. It doesn't kill the Padres. But this is absolutely how I look at it. Almost like a Jose Iglesias type of situation. This brother came in on a 1-year deal and provided a spark. I mean, talk about a spark that I didn't think any of us saw coming for the San Diego Padres. And he's flexible in the outfield. He could play all 3 positions in the outfield. He's quick. He shows emotion, and he brings everybody together. I've heard articles where he was kind of like that again, going back to Jose Iglesias, he brought those guys together. He made sure that everybody was on the same path, same vibe. And like we all mentioned, like for a 1-year deal, what he showed the San Diego Padres leading up to that postseason run, you automatically got to give him that deal. So I would. He brings a.
Oh, he froze, Papa.
Yep.
All right, we'll get back to Top. Josh, Jurickson Profar, you're AJ Preller.
I agree with everything Top just said. Here's my issue, though. It just comes down to what Jurickson Profar is looking for. Because if you see his numbers, he essentially had a career year with the Padres. At 31, will he be able to replicate that? You know what I'm saying? And him being a free agent, he's working. You know, he's gonna try to negotiate a contract off of the year he just had. It's a big difference in terms of what he did in 2023 and 2024. That being said, again, depending on the money, I would have no problem bringing him back for like a 3-year deal.
3 years. I was thinking 3 years too.
You know, yeah. So I mean, something that's not going to be outrageous. I mean, maybe on some around what 16.
Do you match an offer? Do you match an offer that? Let's just say you're about to close a deal. He gets a little bit of a better deal from elsewhere. It's not too much, but obviously it's more. At that point as a GM, do you sit there and say, you know, let me just match it? And he tells you if you match it, I'll come back.
Again, it just depends on the price. I mean, listen, if the guy's looking for like 20, 21, I'm not matching that, bro. It has to be around like the 16, 15, 16 million dollar for me, around like the Jeff McNeil type money, 15 and a
Okay.
half, 16. I can't, I wouldn't be able to do more than
Eh,
that. You're taking a
15
gamble
mil
like,
is a nice
like
raise. I
yeah,
mean,
like
from
you,
1 mil.
And
yeah, like
15 mil is a risk you could take on a guy that you don't even know could
mhm,
duplicate what he did last year. That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't hurt you to offer him
mhm.
that. You're still good whether he gets that and then he shits the bed for the next 3 years in that contract. Like you're still good. It doesn't hurt you.
Macho, you're
I'm not.
AJ Preller. Talk to me about Profar.
I'd probably resign him to like a 2 to 3 year deal. I don't think it'll be 15 though. I think it'll be more like 12, 13.
Okay.
You got to think a player like JD Martinez got close to 15, prior to the season. So I don't think Jerickson Profar has that track record of doing that. I think he's been highly inconsistent, but he's very versatile. And I mean, this year, this dude, I don't know what happened to him. I'm surprised we didn't eventually see like a PD suspension because he came out of nowhere, dude. I mean, I seen the
Shit.
dude make a shortstop like jump throw from right field to get the
Yeah,
runner
sure.
out of third.
Mhm.
It
He's a
was
shortstop.
insane. I think I've never seen that before in the outfield. It was
He's a shortstop at heart, though. You know that,
yeah,
right? He was.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's where the versatility comes in. You can play in the outfield, you can play short. So if your shortstop goes down, um, hopefully he gets the attention he deserves off of this year's play. He gets his money because dude's been in the league 11 years. It's going on year 12.
Yeah.
He's
Very
31.
good point. Let me
So
flip it on you, though. I asked you guys to be AJ Preller. Now, if you weren't AJ Preller, would you guys all say the same thing? Meaning you're not in San Diego.
No, I would not.
No.
I would not.
Yeah.
Top.
No, I wouldn't.
So this
No.
is a San Diego
Mhm.
thing.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
agree.
yeah.
I feel like Profar wouldn't play the same way in another
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. It would.
this is something that we've actually talked about, in the space. I don't know. It's just something that the way he plays, he just is a different type of player in that stadium around that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
he hasn't
concur.
really caught a momentum like that. I mean, even when he was with them in 2022, all of a sudden he faces in a wild card, goes in the postseason, and he caught fire. They let him go. He wasn't doing nothing with the Rockies. He comes back and is back to the playoff, barrage. So it's something with the Padres where he
Yo, they all
Jump
right.
on in. Hop
So
on in.
Jerickson Profar in San Diego has an 8.3 WAR in 5 years.
Wow.
In Texas, he had a 2.0 WAR. In Oakland, it was negative 0.1, and Colorado was negative 1.7.
And to have a negative WAR in Colorado is wild. I'm just pointing that out. Like that's kind of wild. Like that's actually impressive. Like I'm not even trying to do that in Colorado is extremely difficult for professional baseball players. So I agree with you guys.
I think it's too late for him to go exploring anywhere else. Try to get as much money as you can from San Diego and walk over into the sunset from there.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. All right, guys. Next name. I think I'm picking a lot of guys that Josh has named. This is very interesting. David, you are a GM who needs power in the outfield. You are a GM who needs power in the outfield, and you know that the world is gonna go after the big fish, and then the second fish, and maybe the third fish. And you're sitting here saying, I want to spend money, but I don't know if I could spend it on a Santander or a Teoscar. Like, I don't know if I could get that really crazy. I could bring in maybe one real nice piece. And this nice piece has 30 home run potential. And when he's healthy, he does produce when he's healthy. The problem is when he's healthy. As the GM, do you feel that going after Tyler O'Neill is a bigger risk than going after maybe one of those big fish and really ponying up the money for those guys?
I think the injury concerns are really major for me. I think it's going to hurt if you're trying to bottom barrel thrift shop, like you're digging in crates to go get a player that's going to fill some type of need for as little time as you possibly can until, like, let's say a rookie comes up and fills that hole, then you go after a Tyler O'Neill. But if you need somebody who's gonna take over that part of the defense and offense for years to come, then you go towards the upper echelon. Tyler O'Neill is just too iffy with the health concerns, man. I think it was a good fit for him to be in Boston this year, and I don't see much of improvements anywhere else. I think he's found a spot, so hopefully he ends up there.
All right, top. You need power in the outfield. You don't have the Swoto money. You don't have the Santander money. You don't have the Teoscar. You don't even have like the opportunity to really talk to those guys. But you could go talk to Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill's telling you it's going to cost you $20 million. But you're getting 30 home runs if he's healthy. As a GM, talk to me, Top.
Depending on the situation with my prospects, if I can't go out there and trade for a superstar, an outfielder, then yes, then Tyler O'Neill will be an option that I will look at. But that's only if I can't make a solid trade to go get outfield. David kind of hit on the nail. He kind of took the words out of my mouth. Where with the injuries scared me a lot. You know, he was a good fit for Boston. He was solid, but that was when he was healthy. You know, you talk to Boston fans on Twitter. They also talk about concerns with his injury scare, and that's a very $20 million, and you got to deal with a guy who you don't know is going to be consistent because of his health. It's a risk a little bit, but if I got the prospects to go out there and make a trade to get an outfielder, I'd rather do that.
All right. Well,
can I add one
the
thing?
other half of Shea Sons is here. Hold on, let's say hi to Baby Girls in the building. Let's go.
What up?
Go ahead, Dave, and then we'll.
All right. So I'm looking at his games played. The dude has played over 100 games twice in his 7-year career. Those 2 times that he's gone over 100 games, he's had amazing seasons.
Right. He's produced.
So, all right, and I'm gonna put my Mets cap on right now. Let's, the job that David Stearns and the strength and conditioning team did with Sevy this year. If they could replicate that with the Tyler O'Neill, that's a major pickup. But his concern, I mean, he's only in 7 years, he's only played over 100 games 2 times. That's a risky thing for him.
That is a significant red flag. As a general manager, I think you did a good job there because I think everyone has to weigh that. Let's get to Baby Bro and then we'll get to Josh. Key, I'm asking the fellas, you are a GM. You don't got Soto money. You don't got Santander money. You don't got Teoscar money. But you need 30 home runs from your outfield. You need that production. It's going to cost you probably $20 million to probably, bring Tyler O'Neill to the fray. Is that enticing you? Taking your Met cap off, putting that shit aside. If you're a GM, how do you feel about those optics, Tyler O'Neill, bringing him as a free agent? The risk versus reward.
I think that if I was a team that had the proper farm system to just have a stopgap guy like him, I would be with it. But you know what I'm saying? That's just generally speaking. That's not what my Mets had. I agree with David's point that he does not stay on the field enough for me to want to even entertain it. But if I needed the power, if I was a team like the Nationals, right? They have all these up-and-coming guys, Dylan Cruz, they have James Wood, the list goes on. And they want to, try to see if they can make a run at a wild card just to see, kind of like the Mets did last season. I wouldn't be opposed to it. You know what I'm saying? But $20 million, that's type crazy. To me, $20 million is crazy for Tyler O'Neill. I'm just saying. I know that he had a good season last year. And he has a good season when he plays over 100 games. But 20 beans for Tyler O'Neill? I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? 20 mil for Tyler O'Neill?
That to me that's kind of wild, bro. I would
Yeah.
rather explore other options. I would rather explore some trades because at the end of the day, when you look at his performance, I mean, the guy tends to be a strikeout machine.
Yeah.
You know, strikeout at a at a 2 percentile is his
Yeah.
strikeout percentage. Whiff rate 5 percentile. These are horrible numbers, dude.
Yeah.
And it's at a point where he's gonna hit the ball hard or he's gonna strike out. I mean, yes, he had a good on base percentage. He was playing in Boston though. Like I feel like Boston kind
Yeah.
of inflated some of those numbers, and I just think that if you're a kind of a smaller market team, like you said, the Nationals, maybe the Pirates or some team like that, that you're looking for some power and you just like let's just inject some power in our lineup. I
Yeah.
can see that happening, but I mean, at $20 million, that's a no for me, dude.
I got Edge in the chat. Edge, if you check your DMs, you have the link to join, my brother.
Come on, Edge.
Please
Come on.
Yeah, Edge in
check your Twitter
Join
DM.
the party,
The
bro.
link was sent to everybody in the morning. So please go to your DM and hop on in, and we'll jump on in. All right, guys, I got a few more players. So I'm trying to see where your GM hat is, because I actually really do like talking to you guys when we're not talking about the Mets. It's actually it's a little bit more refreshing when you take the Met fandom out of it, because you start seeing how people really want to kind of build their own team, right? Because the Mets are the Mets. The Mets they do things in a Mets way. We get it. But when you do it like this, it's like, yeah. So knowing how you're thinking and putting your team together is kind of interesting. This is a guy me and my brother talked about this past week. Now, this is a very interesting case study. Like, I honestly I still can't put my finger on it, but hear me out. This is a similar question to the Tyler O'Neill question, fellas. You need top-end pitching, or you need front-end pitching, or you need a guy who can perform like a front-end pitcher, but it's not really a front-end pitcher, and you feel like, yo, I could get this guy at a bargain because all those big guys are going to go there, right? I'm going to go after this guy, and you have a pitching lab, you have a sustainable team, very productive. You can definitely acquire this pitcher. It'll be at a nice cost, but do you risk overcompensating for this pitcher's age and maybe for his second half that he had last year? Because his first half was really bad, but his second half was incredible. Dave, I'm talking about Yusei Kikuchi. Look at Josh. Josh knew it was coming. Yusei Kikuchi. You're sitting there as a GM. You need a guy for this season who could give you innings, who at times has performed like either a 1 or a 2, but then at times has performed like a 4 or a 5. And it seems like he's the kind of pitcher that needs a really good foundation around him. Do you gamble on a pitcher like that?
I think it depends on the AV, what he's looking for. If you get him for the $15 to $18 million range on a short-term contract, I think he could be a plus. I think he showed in Houston that he can really shut teams down, which was, to me, it was surprising. I didn't think he was like that. But you also have that chance that he could be that player he was on previous teams where he's just getting shelled left and right. So I think it depends on the money. I'd give him a shot for 15, 16 mil. I think anything closer to 20, I'd probably pass on it. I don't think
it, Josh.
20.
You guys know how I know. You guys know how I feel about Kikuchi. I mean, if I had the option, I would say no to Kikuchi. I mean, he had 2 good seasons. Well, a good season and a good half season. And the rest of those numbers scared the living hell out of me, dude. I would not be giving this man money. Unless you're, again, a small market team. He's still out there. He's looking for a job. He's willing to take almost, nothing close to what he might get, like, offered early. Like, I wouldn't touch it, dude. Those numbers scare me, man. He gets shelled. I've seen him come out of the bullpen for that playoff Blue Jays game and blow it. I've seen him start games and blow it. It just scares me, dude.
I got a question. So then let me ask you from a non-scared point. Let's just say you're the Astros and you traded those kids and you kind of know what he is in your world. Are you still scared?
Well, if you're gonna make this a Houston Astros decision, the way he performed the second half for your team, I think it kind of entices you to bring him back because maybe they worked on something with him that kind of changed it that might not stick with him if he goes elsewhere. Because you go to another team, pitching coaches might try to change you, and it might throw things off. So if I'm the Houston Astros, I would at least attempt to bring him back.
All right, interesting. All right, so
Hello.
Edge finally got the link.
My bad. I'm late.
I made sure you had that.
I'm late, my brothers. I'm late.
Yeah,
I
you're
had to eat
good.
I had to eat my lunch. I'm sorry.
I know you're on the other side of the world. I get it.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
All right, so listen, taking your Metcalf, no Metcalf here. We're not being the Mets today. You are your own GM. You say Kikuchi, you don't got money for the big dogs, but you got money for the middle tier guys. Are you sold on Yusei Kikuchi if you are a GM?
Yeah, I know. I actually disagree with a lot with the Kikuchi stuff. I know he's a little bit older, but I think he's very solid. Depending on how much you're gonna give him. I'm not saying that he's a 2-starter or even a number one. As a third or fourth dude, I would take a flyer on him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If I'm gonna pay Mania 4 years, to a certain extent, to pitch for a team, I think Kikuchi is right there, bro. With the numbers that he put up, I would take a flyer, honestly. But once again, I appreciate y'all. With my technical difficulties, I just want to revert back to what y'all was talking about before. Gleyber Torres, hell no. He's one of these. He's one of these dudes. He's one of these dudes that he has to be in the perfect situation to be the player that he is, and he just left the perfect situation in the Yankees. I don't want nothing to do with him. Tyler O'Neill. If Gleyber Torres is hell no, he's a hell no times 10. All right, no way, bro. And especially for $20 million, nope. So let me ask you guys a question. I know you'll say no Mets, right? But if a team like the Mets is basically getting rid of a contract, an expiring contract like a Marte or someone like that, why would they put themselves in a situation to extend a dude like Tyler O'Neill for like 3 years, because he's going to ask for a 3-year deal at the minimum? Why are you going to put your team in a situation that you're going to have to try to move off that contract in a year or two? Nah, I don't want that. No. As a GM, I think there are better options out there, better trade options out there. That's a hell no to me, especially at $20 million for a floor player like Tyler O'Neill. No.
So before we continue, since we're recapping, what about your thoughts on Jurickson Profar? If you're not San Diego,
see my caution. Look, he had a great year, All-Star, great year, but if you look at the numbers with the team that's not San Diego, he's mid. He's lower than mid. That's a red flag to me. All right, I'm not gonna give Profar $15+ million because that's what he's asking for to play for my team, and you just got released by Colorado. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. That's a
negative WAR in Colorado, by the way, which is insane to have.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
So once again, I put him in the Gleyber Torres mode. He has to have a perfect situation to be the player that you think he's going to be with the amount of money that he's actually asking for. I'm not doing that. So Kikuchi, yes. The other three, no.
Sounds like most of the free agents we all kind of have a similar opinion on, which is actually cool, because I think most of these guys, a good majority of these guys, are a little very overrated, but it is free agency. But let me get to Dave on Kikuchi, and then we'll finish with Top. Dave, you don't got the money for the big fish. You need innings. Are you sold on that second half from Yusei Kikuchi?
I think if you don't have the big fish, you got to get what's available. and work with what you got. And I think the pitching lab that a lot of these teams have currently, they could find a little, a niche in his delivery, something wrong with his approach to pregame, pregaming, something during the week. Maybe he's not healing fast enough. I don't know. There's so much things that go into starting pitching that it could. I don't know. It could be a risky reward type situation. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him, man.
That sounds like you're not in that.
No, I'd rather pull up an arm from Double A than.
Okay.
If you've had so many goddamn years to try and figure this out and you haven't, like, get the hell out of here, bro. It's time to hang it up.
Wait a minute. You could have said that about a lot of guys who performed last year for the Mets.
What's the? Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between Kikuchi and Quintana right now?
One is from.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, Key, I agree, bro.
I was thinking that exact thing because I'm like, I would love to have Jose Quintana over Kikuchi, and I think of them almost in the same vein in that, like they're due for like a bad game every other start, like in my head, because that's how I think of Jose Quintana up until this past season. So and if anything, he's been more consistent than Kikuchi in his entire career.
Very true.
Like, I think they're in the same realm in that like they both had amazing second halves. And they're probably going to see the same contract because they're up there in age also.
Top, talk to me about Kikuchi, and then we'll get to Josh. Top, you got to talk to me because this is a very good, interesting conversation. Because are you sold on that second half of Kikuchi, or are you sitting here saying, you know what, if I don't give him that money, I know I could probably go get a Quintana who's a little bit more safer?
I'll stick with Quintana, who I know.
Mhm.
I'd rather deal with the motherfucker I know than the motherfucker I don't know.
I can respect that.
Yeah. Kikuchi, I wasn't sold on him in Toronto, and he didn't sell me when he went to Houston. I know the second half he kind of turned it up a little bit, but it's like Josh said, man. He didn't sell me, and the numbers scared me, so I wouldn't want to take a chance.
Josh, I know you wanted to chime in.
What I was gonna say is the difference between Quintana and Kikuchi is that Quintana has a track record for last couple of years of being consistent, giving you innings, limiting the runs. He also is very effective, or has been very effective in the postseason. That's the difference, and that's why I think that if you're gonna compare one and the other, I'm just gonna always choose Quintana over Kikuchi.
All right. This was the Kikuchi one. I didn't think we would get in that depth. That's pretty cool. All right, we did a few pitches. Now I want to talk about a guy who's in his mid-30s. All right, he has a very good career. I would say personally, it started late. He's a late bloomer, but you can sit here and say this is a very good baseball player. He's going to provide you production offensively, and he's going to provide you production defensively. His name is going through the market. And he is a good commodity to have because of the position he plays. It seems like, for whatever reason, a lot of people need this position this winter. So, Keyshawn, your team that needs to upgrade your defense, it's not going to cost you a ton, but we're talking about an aging player. You're talking about a player who could begin to decline no matter what happens. Are you interested as a free agent? I mean, as a general manager in Christian Walker's services this winter?
Ooh, this is interesting because of let's just say, right, I'm a team that needs defense. I need another bat in the lineup to protect my hitters. Wink, wink. A team in the Bronx. I would love to get Christian Walker on my side. But one thing that I do, I guess I'm a little hesitant on is, I know that he's been such a great player, a little bit of a late bloomer in Arizona. I don't know if a change of scenery necessarily would
I
fit
like that.
for him.
That's where I was gonna go next. Yes.
So
love that.
I would be pretty scared. I would if I was in a hitter's ballpark, give me him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know that he hit in Arizona. Arizona's, it's not really a hitter's ballpark, but
it is. It is. Yeah.
it is gap to gap, definitely, of course. But I need him to be comfortable. So if I need him to be comfortable, I'm not gonna throw him in some big ass park that's only meant for pitchers like Seattle or anything like that. Like I want him. Like I said it, a perfect team would be the Yankees.
Well, let me ask you a question on that. You make a good point, but I feel like there's one more point to make your point even crazier. That point is that the change of scenery is one thing, but I think the change of infield is another thing for an aging first baseman. Now you're dropping a Gold Glove, a very, very respectable glove. You're dropping him in the Bronx. They need him. Yes, they do. He's a fine player.
Yeah.
He goes to first base. You don't know what you're getting with second base because they don't have one right now. Maybe a kid plays. Volpe, we all know his weakest point is his arm. And then Jazz, who, depending on what Yankee fan you ask, you don't know what you're going to get. So does that also affect the Christian Walker year 2, year 3 effect? Because it's probably a 2 or 3 year deal at that point.
No,
You think the infield matters a lot with you as a GM?
No, because first base, if I have a guy who's Gold Glove, who's always in the positive end of the metrics defensively, he can adapt, and he will adapt. And I think that he can do that with a team that doesn't really have, like we saw Pete Alonso be able to make scoops, make plays at first base, right? We don't think that he's like the greatest defensive player, but he's very good and he's been progressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it in the standpoint that Christian Walker will be able to save you some runs, save you some errors at a position where it's just been happening way too much for the Yankees. Like, you look across throughout their time since Mark Teixeira, it's just been a revolving door. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think that also helps an infield to have a guy to settle guys down, talk to the pitcher, whatever. Christian Walker is seasoned enough that I don't think something like that would affect him much.
Top bump. Christian Walker, available free agent. Are you worried about change of scenery and him being in a new infield? Talk to me as a GM, thinking like a GM. Remember, he's in his mid-30s.
No, I'm not worried. If you go based on what we've heard, it's a 3-year deal that he could possibly be getting. I don't mind that. He's in his mid-30s. He'll finish by 33. You could get some good production out of him while he's in his 30s. The guy still has a little bit of power. He could definitely pull the ball the other way. And I think it's like how your brother said, if he's in a hitter's ballpark, it benefits him 100%. And I think Yankee Stadium benefits him a lot. I think also San Francisco benefits him a lot. San Francisco really doesn't have a first baseman. I think they would benefit making a push for him. So I think him going to San Francisco also benefits him. But him being able to not pull the ball but go the other way and still, provide a little bit of power at 30 years old, and you're only having him for 3 years, I think it would be a good deal for me.
I have a team.
Okay.
I got a team before Macho goes.
Yeah.
Houston.
I think that's a great fit.
Christian Walker in Houston.
I actually personally, I think that if we don't keep our guy, that's what I'm saying. But
I got one better for you. Christian Walker in Baltimore.
Ooh.
Oh, Ryan Mountcastle leaving? When they getting rid of Mountcastle? So ahead.
So
We'll get to how do you feel about Walker in a new infield in a new stadium?
I don't think it's a problem. He's that damn good. The like that I like about Walker, he kills the teams that needs to be killed. The Dodgers, the Padres, the Braves, all of these
big moment player,
bro.
Big moment player.
He kills all of them. So he's a big time player against big time teams. You got to put that in some type of context because if you want to win a World Series, you're gonna have to go through them. All right, you're gonna have to go through them. So for me, I don't. If we get him on a 3-year deal, perfect. Anything more than a 3-year deal is a kind of a risk, because you don't know when the decline is gonna happen. But I like Christian Walker. I really do. I like him for a lot of teams: Baltimore, the Yankees, Seattle. I don't think the ballpark is going to play to his power because his power is that good. The only negative about him, the injuries, bro. The freak, tendon injuries, lower half, back, shoulder. I don't like those type of stuff. I don't like those stuff. I don't like hearing those things. This is not like a freak injury like a Chris Sale or anything like that. This is a 34-year-old, first baseman that has been injured, but when he hasn't been injured, he's been playing pretty goddamn well. All-star caliber type of dude. So on a short term, if you got a prospect that you like at the position, I would definitely sign Walker so you could give him a little bit more time. I think he's one of my favorite free agents in this class, honestly.
Is he one of your favorite free agents in this class? Because he's probably the most safest one. Because I think he is.
Yeah, so I agree with that. He could 25 homers easy. Gold Glove caliber defense. Defense is everything in baseball now. Y'all don't understand this. You are crazy. You can't be an offensive player that don't play defense or somewhat decent enough defense to actually play the field. See, Mr. Kadire, that we're trying to get. My thing is at first base, that is like a premium defensive position, especially if you have like a erratic shortstop like Willie Adames, and like others that's in the free agent market. So I like Christian Walker a lot. So
Dave, talk to me about Christian Walker.
I'm a fan of his. Defensively, absolutely. I think he's going to have to find a park that plays to his opposite field power. If you look at his baseball savant, the spray is all to the opposite field, especially this year. I hate to say it, but I think the perfect situation for him would be the Yankees. Even when I think it would help that defense out tremendously. I think it'd help Volpe. It'd help whoever plays second base. I think the home runs when he does pull will increase. I think I like him as a favorite player. Like he's like behind Pete Alonso. To me, he's my favorite first baseman.
That's a fair
I enjoyed it to watch him, but like as said, it can't be more than a 3, possibly a 4th-year deal. And if the 4th year has got to be like a mutual option, I can't have you guaranteed for 4. You're injury prone. You're about to be 34. I'm pushing it if I go past 37 with you. Okay. I don't see him getting more than $22 million a year. And I think the 22 would be a good overpay for him.
Yeah. All right, Josh, I saved you for last because for whatever reason, we tend to wrap around with the Yankees with you. And when you're done, we're going to re-wrap around. So please talk to me about Christian Walker.
I do agree with Macho. I think that he would be the perfect fit in the Bronx. Not only for his oppo power, but for his ability to play Gold Glove caliber defense, and it's in and day out. I mean, one of the things that I do look when you're talking about players out there in the West Coast in like domes or closed areas is how do they play away from home, and his away and home splits are very, very similar. So that's a plus. Another plus is that when you're looking at where'd it go? When you're looking at the high leverage, low leverage, medium leverage, they're pretty similar numbers too. He's consistent across the board. Again, it also depends on the money. I would definitely go for Christian Walker. Macho said 22 million. I probably bump it up a little bit, maybe 24, because of the first baseman free agent class. Maybe you have to overpay a little bit because besides Pete Alonso, it's him. You know what I'm saying? And it comes down to supply and demand. Multiple teams need first basemen, and if you get into a bidding war, you're gonna end up overpaying. But on a 3-year deal, I don't think I'll be feel comfortable going more than 3 years.
Interesting. All right. Funny how we get to the Bronx and now we're leaving the Bronx. Guys, we started this out with a reliever. We're gonna do 2 more players. So, and then if you guys want to give me a player, please, by all means. We started with a reliever, right? We talked about Tanner Scott, possibly one of the best, probably the best reliever. He's lefty too, but we don't know if he wants to close or whatnot. So my question now is about another reliever who, if we want to put our Mets cap on, we could right now, guys. We could right now. We all saw the struggles of Clay Holmes. We all saw the struggles of our bullpen. We all saw when Clay Holmes started to figure it out. We all saw the potential of what Clay Holmes could be in the right situation with the right, pitching coach, with the right rotation, with the right lineup in the right park. You're a GM. You're probably David Stearns. You probably are sitting here saying, I expect to spend quite a bit of money this winter, but I can't go crazy. I can't go get Tanner Scott. I can't go get that reliever, but I could go get a guy I kind of know. I got a little bit of a history with him, but I got to make sure that this guy is in the right position always. It's a big risk with this guy because the second this guy starts shitting the bed, it goes for about a whole month. So let me ask you, I'm going to start with the Yankee man, the Yankee hater, excuse me. Josh, you have the opportunity to bring in Josh Hader, any GM, but you can use your Met cap. I mean, what am I saying? What am I saying? Clay Holmes. Why am I thinking of Josh Hader? I'm thinking about crazy relievers. Sorry. Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes. Talk to me about Clay Holmes.
I said this months ago. I would definitely bring Clay Holmes here. I have confidence, for the Mets. I have confidence in what this coaching staff can do. And he's shown that as long as you're not putting him on the spot and high leverage situations, he responds pretty well for the most part. He has good stuff. And it's definitely an easy swap into our bullpen and right behind Diaz.
Okay, Keyshawn, Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes. I think, Josh, I hear you, but I think that putting him in high leverage situations is what you're gonna have to do if you want him to be a settlement. So it's gonna happen regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, even I have hesitation with him in high leverage situations, but if he comes here, he's more than likely gonna be Edwin's caddy. You know what I'm saying? And be the spot closer and stuff like that. So that's just some pill that we're gonna have to swallow regardless if he comes here. Me personally, I've seen Clay Holmes unravel a little bit too much for my liking. And I know that this name that I'm about to bring up as an alternative kind of did that this past season against us. But I would like for the Mets to look in another direction and look at Devin Williams instead of Clay Holmes. Because I think that he's on the market for trade. And I think that that's probably the smartest fit if you're David Stearns.
Oof. Monopoly key. All right. We will circle back on that. Let's save that. We're gonna circle back on that. Let's stay on Clay Holmes. Is that you got me here. Top bunk, Clay Holmes. Top bunk's not listening.
I'm okay.
You know? You good? You good?
Said nah.
No. He just like nah. He's not fucking with it. He's not fucking with it. You're not fucking with it.
I don't even gotta explain why. I've seen enough. Nah, I've seen enough. I've seen enough to not. Nah, I'm good. Nah, I've seen enough.
I guess David's explaining what he's seen, right?
Am I off? Is my thing off?
Yo,
No, you're good.
Nah. I'm just kind of saying we've all seen him just Shoot shit past.
Leo, let me get in here. Let me get in here, bro.
Go ahead.
If you, yo, Josh, you know you're my man, bro. My Call of Duty brother, all of that, bro. You out your goddamn mind, bro.
Why?
I'm sorry, bro.
Why?
Listen. I do not want a Braden Looper here, bro. I do not want a dude that you know that's gonna melt like Ottavino melts on the Mets, bro. I do not want another Ottavino, bro. So my thing is, remember when Blake Trinan was struggling, and
Yes, I do.
and then he signed a minor league deal with Oakland, and then he remade himself, and then the Dodgers traded for him, and then reinvented him.
Yep.
That's Clay Holmes, bro. I don't want him on the Mets, especially in a World Series, year or years. Hell no. And you giving him U.S. money to do that? You out your mind, bro. You are. Nope. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the headache. I am not doing anything to do with Clay Holmes. I think he should go to the Dodgers. I think he should go to the Dodgers, Braves, Houston, someone that could fix him, and then maybe a year or two down the line, when they don't need him anymore, we can possibly entertain that. But no, not right now. No.
Let me hop on it. I've been trying my best to research Clay Holmes because it does entertain me a little bit. And the information that I found, before y'all go crazy, this is something I found and I read, and I will share it with you guys. There is language out there that Clay Holmes would entertain becoming a starter. Do you see a team transitioning him, stretching his arm out into a brand new role? Probably not the Mets. Don't think about the Mets. Think about something else. Think about another team. Do you see Clay Holmes transitioning into a different role and maybe possibly becoming a back-end starter? He has good stuff.
No. No. Just flat out. No, you know what?
You're not open to it? Not open to it,
Clay Holmes as a starter, ladies and gentlemen, is equivalent to when Severino was pitching for the Yankees. You give you a couple good innings, and then a meltdown happens, bro. Hell no. Nope.
If that happens, though,
you rather give up. Wait, hold on. You rather Clay Holmes give up 1 or 2 runs or 6 runs in the inning, bro?
Yo, I'm just saying, there's a lot of less. Hold on. Let me tell you what the article said. They indicated that the lesser leverage innings are 1 through 4. And if he's manageable to do that 5th starter role and just get you to the 5th inning, which a lot of number 5 starters do, you're talking about a quote unquote pitching gem, they said.
He needs Jesus, bro. I'm sorry. No.
Listen, I will say this. I don't know if he becomes a starter, but like I said, I would go for Clay Holmes. I have confidence and he could be fixed. And it's not even something that crazy. It comes down to he was put in a bad position in the Bronx. He's not a closing pitcher. If you just take him out of that closing role, we've seen that he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. In non-save situations, in that bullpen this year, he has a 1.71 ERA. Get him out of the 9th inning, and he can get some work done.
Josh, you just said it. Get him out of the 9th inning. Put him in the 1st inning.
I don't know. Listen. I wouldn't go that far, bro. I wouldn't go that far.
Leave.
I'm just saying.
Leave.
Okay, hear me out. Fuck. Reynaldo Lopez, Garrett Crochet. There's niggas.
That's Lugo.
There's motherfuckers out there that figure it out out of nowhere. I'm just saying. And he took his camera off because he don't want to hear his baseball knowledge. I'm just saying that if it happens with said team, not saying Mets, not saying anybody, will it shock you to see Clay Holmes succeed as a starter? And what if you don't got money for a starting pitcher and you need to convert somebody? You know what I'm saying?
How broke is this team? How broke are they?
No, not broke.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Cheap. And bro,
Food stamps.
I'm just saying. I won't share the fucking article because you fuckers. I'm just saying it makes you think about it. If the guy performs when the game is at its least amount of pressure, which is the first 4 innings, and if he could stretch his arm out, he has stuff. I'm just saying it made it interesting. I'm just saying
his value though is as a setup / closer. Like that's where he's been to the All-Star games. That's when he's had the under 3 ERA. So I don't know.
He's changing now. That's the thing. He's going the other way now. That's the thing.
I think
this late. I mean, it got to be a Seth Lugo thing. It got to be one. You know, like it's like
it's a theme now. I'm just saying it's a theme in baseball now. It is a theme in baseball. If it happens, I'm just saying. So I'm just saying.
Would it surprise me if a team like, I don't know, the Nationals, who might need an arm, try it and they know they're not going to be contending? Would it surprise me? No. Would it surprise me that it's successful? Hell yeah, dude. Because if you look back at history, him as a starter is not pretty at all. To me, he's just a bullpen guy. And he's just leave him in there, bro. As long as it's not in the closer spot, leave him in the bullpen.
Let him.
He starts a game this year. We're gonna come back.
I'm gonna clip. Holderman fucking be the.
I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna clip this. Y'all didn't see the reverse drinks that Keith did.
Just saying, if he starts a game this year, I'm not saying I want him to. I'm just saying, motherfuckers just do it now. Like next thing you know, oh, this motherfucker. Right, last year, let me ask you a question. The gentleman Henry, shout out to Henry. Did anybody think this guy was going to start last year? I was shocked when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think he to me, Clay Holmes is better than Jordan Hicks. That's just my opinion.
I feel like it was past due because he always had the stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So, but Clay Holmes got stuff though. You know what I'm saying? If Clay Holmes didn't play at the Yankees, y'all motherfuckers would be saying it differently. That's what the fuck it is. That's what it is.
It's his success is as a reliever. So I'm not trying to touch that if I'm a franchise.
But you don't know how his success would be as a starter. Yeah.
Keith, one thing.
He wasn't good.
My bad. I think you're talking about Clay Holmes. My bad.
Henry Mejia had good stuff, bro. What happened with that? I'm good. I'm good, bro. We good here. We are good here, bro.
So hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I actually have one more name, but wait. You motherfuckers mean to tell me, hold on, David Stearns, it don't have to be Clay Holmes. If David Stearns says, I don't know, Corbin Burns and reliever, we're going to turn into starter with Sean Manaea, y'all going to be mad?
Yes.
Jose Budo.
Yes.
Jose Budo. Oh, okay. Wait.
That's a different conversation, though.
Jose Budo has started games. I'm talking about a reliever.
He's already here.
Boom. Yeah. I'm talking about you signing a guy right off the street and like he's available, and you're like David Stearns is doing the pitching guru bullshit, and he sits there and says, "Yo, guys, you know what? Here's Corbin Burns. I'll bring you Sean Manaea. Now you motherfuckers can shut the fuck up. But wait. I'm going to do some cool fucking, scientist shit in the lab, make a reliever into a starter so you don't have to see Tyler McGill anymore, and you motherfuckers are going to be mad? It might work.
Listen, give me Brandon.
This gonna be controversial. I'd rather take a fly on Alek Manoah, bro. Fuck out of here.
You see, this is the shit I'm talking about. You know damn well you ain't gonna take no motherfucking flyer on no Alek Manoah. Turn your camera on, son. Yeah. Turn your camera on. That's
I'm gonna clip this shit. Y'all didn't see the mind. No, I'm gonna clip this shit. Y'all didn't see the mind.
I ain't shit, bro. I know.
I would argue this though. If you're gonna put Clay Holmes on our team, the Mets, I would say no. Because I think if you have a Sean Manaea, a Burns, a Senga, a Peterson, I feel like Clay Holmes is more valuable in the bullpen behind Diaz than he would be in the rotation. Like I wouldn't even want to mess with that. We got a 1 through 4. We got options that we can slot in the 5th. You know what I'm saying? Put him in the bullpen behind Diaz. That's the way he's going to hold his value there and be effective.
I don't disagree. I don't. I'm just saying it don't have to be Clay Holmes. If Stearns tells you motherfuckers, hey, our number 5 is going from reliever to starter, and y'all not gonna like it, it's gonna be hard for me to say I'm not gonna like it when he's kind of done pretty well with everything he's touched.
Can I
That's
have
all I'm
another
trying to
option?
say.
Can I have another option?
Hold on, what the fuck you mean? Because I
Can I
want
have another option? Can I have someone other than Clay Holmes? Bro, what do you mean what I mean? Come on, another option, bro.
The zombie. That's
Okay,
what
give me the option, Edge. Give it, because wait a minute. I'm just saying. Everybody loves Garrett Crochet, but 2 years ago, nobody knew what the fuck a Garrett Crochet was because he was in the bullpen and he didn't know what the fuck he was. Ronaldo Lopez wasn't the greatest reliever. My brother made a good point. Seth Lugo, before he became a starter, the year before Seth Lugo became a starter, I think he gave up 20 home runs or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was a bad reliever.
He was getting his shit punched. We get it. I'm just saying. All I'm just saying, if David Stearns tells you motherfuckers, who I'm giving out a GM hat, he's like, yo, I could turn this reliever who's going to cost you nothing, and I'll stretch his arm out, turn him into a 4 to 5 inning guy, and maybe on his best day, touch the 6th inning on the 5th day as a 5th starter. How would you not say? Go ahead, Keyshawn, go ahead.
If I'm wearing the GM hat, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to my next best possible option in the minors. Why am I gonna waste my brand asset on trying to take this reclamation project and make it work, especially if I'm a good team? There's no reason why I'm doing that. If I'm a bad team, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But it seems like to me personally, like, and I don't think you're wrong. It seems like to me, if you have a kid, and I'm just saying, let's just say the kid is ready. Let's say the kid is ready. You obviously won't go down that route, right? Like, I think that makes a lot of sense, right? You're gonna give the kid the chance.
Yeah.
But what if the kid is like, we're sitting here saying, I think July or August, and then we let the kid go. So I'm just saying, at that point, when the kid goes, hear me out. When the kid goes, then yo, I got this guy who can start or who can be in the bullpen, who can do both. If the kid runs into trouble, I got that guy. You know what I'm trying to? That's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like you're moving the goalposts so that
I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I'm moving.
Definitely.
It's moving it. Yes.
Right.
It's moving. I'm moving. Yes.
What's the difference between Tyler McGill and Clay Holmes right now? What's the difference?
Clay Holmes don't do drugs.
You sure about that?
One is balding.
Yo, you in AA counselor?
Wait. Who got that one, bro? Hey, who got better stuff, McGill or Clay Holmes? Actually, all you guys, let me know who got better stuff, natural stuff, McGill or Clay Holmes?
Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes, right? I think we all agree, right?
One in the
Hey,
same.
you don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit it
One in the
because he's a
same.
Yankee.
One in the same,
I
bro.
think they should both go to Carajo land, bro.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
All right. Enough. I stirred the pot. I'm sorry. This is a good combo because I hired a little midget over here for typewriting. He's writing my receipts, so we'll talk about this if it happens. I'm just saying. The last guy I saved is even more controversial because I already know what half of you fuckers are gonna say. So I'm gonna paint the picture differently for you guys. Okay?
Oh, here we go.
Yes. You need an ace. This is you're a general manager. Your owner says, I need one of the best pitchers. That is your job. I don't care. We'll figure everything else. I need one of the best pitchers because it's time to address starting pitching. He's putting that pressure on your back because the owner is probably new. Let's just say he's brand new. And he's like, I want the best pitcher. I don't care how much it costs. And you as a GM are sitting here saying, motherfucker, we have to care how it costs because there's some, red flags with all, free agents. But with this guy, you have to be careful. I'm going to start with Macho. He hasn't said anything in a while. I know he's watching and enjoying. We're going to go around the table. Macho, your owner is telling you, yo, pretty much your job almost is on the line. You got to get me a front end arm And Corbin Burns just signed his contract with another team, so now you got to go sign Blake Snell.
No.
Oh,
No. And I'm gonna I harp on it all the time. The innings pitch. You've been in the league. Let me get the accurate number. You've been in the league 9 years, and you've pitched over 120 innings 2 times, basically, right? And both those times were basically Cy Young winning seasons. I don't trust him. And he's fucking expensive. What's he gonna garner? $35 million, $36 million a year?
oh, and it's more years with him. Like, forget him. To me, I don't think it's actually the big thing with money. I think it's years. That's what he wants as a free agent. So you got to go into those conversations knowing this guy's going to be here for maybe 5 years.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. He's 31. I don't like him enough to give him 5 years. I'd rather
let me ask you a
take my
question.
chances with younger guys.
So let me ask you a question. I'll be Scott Boras right now. I'm going to be Scott Boras. And I'm going to tell you that 10 of his last 13 starts last year, he went past the 6th inning. And then from July 1st to the end of the year, where he was revved up, he gave up only 2 home runs. And then, even better, the entire year, even though he didn't pitch the whole year, but the entire year, he walked 3 batters only 2 times. And on top of that, which is even more interesting, his whip was almost under 1. So he's debunked a lot of those theories. And your owner's telling you, well, look at the stats. Why are we not signing this guy? And if it's every other year for him, you're getting maybe 3, maybe 4 good years. How do you say no to
that? I don't know.
Tough.
It's I don't know. The numbers may help in his favor from time to time, but he just doesn't do it consistently for me. You know, he only pitched 20 games last season.
Yes, correct.
So you're looking for 30.
I just want to let you know, though, if you want 30 games, right? Let's just say he pitched 20, and you got a really good 20 games, right? Those other 10, you could have a reliever start. No, let me stop. Let me not even do this.
No. What are we? What are we, the Dodgers? No. He only started.
Don't you want to do that? Hey.
No, I'm not trying to go out with a bullpen game every series.
You're the Baltimore Orioles. You're gonna lose Corbin Burns. Do you sign Blake Snell?
You sign. If I was Baltimore, I'd spend nothing but my money on arms. It just.
So you would. So wait a minute. I asked you as a GM that your owner's on your ass. Your owner's saying your job's on the line if you don't sign me a top end arm. You at your core don't want to do it, but if you worked at Baltimore, you would do it. So talk to me about that.
All right. Well, who's my owner? Because if it's Steve,
rich. No.
If it's not,
it's a rich owner. He's telling
if it's Al Steinbrenner, you gotta listen to them. But if it's
listen to him, okay.
I don't know if it's a lower team, like let's say the Washington Nationals, I can prove to my owner we don't necessarily need him. We're still in this position where we're growing as a team and we're finding our pieces. If we're in a win now situation, you have an uphill battle trying to convince your owner to not sign Blake Snell for that amount of money and that amount of years. It really depends on the specific situation. If I was the GM, I'd tell him to kick rocks. I'm not paying.
Wait. I'll give you one more team, and then we'll go around the horn. What if you're a team that's dead in the middle? What if you're a team that you don't know if you're bad or you don't know you're good?
Yeah, like the San Francisco Giants.
No. Boston.
Boston's on the cusp of really. They have the pieces in place and the young pieces enough that are coming up to make a push for the next 5 years. So San Francisco is a little more detrimental
Okay.
They don't have those pieces in the farm system that are coming up. They're having difficulty signing free agents to want to come and play there. So they're going to be in the middle of the pack longer. Plus the division is crazy. You got the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the Padres in there. So they're going to be a fourth place team for years. They're not going to switch overnight.
My only thing about Snell is a lot of times, and I'll get to the room, I really will. A lot of times the arguments made against Snell are never made against Kodai Senga. And we love Kodai, but it's never made against Kodai, and it's actually worse with Kodai. So it makes you wonder, like, yo, those are some negatives are not as negative as big as those positives. Keyshawn, get in here. Talk to me. What do you think?
I think this is tough, right? Because I think it depends upon like the positioning that you in as a team. God damn, shut the fuck up. Anyways, getting hit up. I think that I would do it. I would do it, and I'm not even a Blake Snell fan, but I would do it.
Your phone agrees, by the way.
My phone is having a great time just thinking about Blake Snell. Nah, but
God, man.
you ain't gotta play a qualifying offer, right?
Boom.
He's coming off of 2 consecutive seasons, one with a Cy Young, another with 20 starts around
and a no-hitter.
A no-hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he would have continued and would have made 30 starts, he would have been well over 200 strikeouts again.
Bang.
So the narrative that
Bang.
it was every other year was prior to last year, yes. But now we saw it for another year. If I'm the Mets, I don't want to see Blake Snell in a Met uniform, personally. But if I'm a team like Baltimore, if I'm a team like Boston, if I'm a team that's willing to compete right now, of course, why wouldn't I?
Wait a minute.
But I know that sounds hypocritical because that's us. That's the position that we're in. But I just don't want to see Blake Snell on my phone.
You Met fans. You Met fans ain't shit. That's what it comes down to. You Met fans ain't shit. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Talk to the Mets.
Listen, you're out your freaking mind. Listen, look, you gotta look at the landscape of the game, right? No, there's not a lot of pitchers that go 7-8 innings at a time, bro.
Mhm.
So the inning stuff is like kind of bullshit to me because a lot of these like premier dudes are like 50, to 108, type dudes, inning type dudes. So why not get the best 5-inning guy, especially during the playoffs, that you can get? If you're willing to give Sean Manaea $20 to $25 million a year, bro. But before he won this run at the end of the year, he was a 5-inning pitcher. 100 pitches,
Yes.
5-inning pitcher.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
is the difference? So what is the difference between Blake Snell and Sean Manaea, bro?
And if he doesn't sign that, then what do you do?
I'm signing Blake Snell, bro.
You know what's the difference? $15 million, brother.
At the end of the day,
listen,
I'll risk it.
Listen,
For my team that's gonna make the postseason, for the team that's gonna make the postseason, and that needs a lefty in case one of my lefties in David Peterson doesn't work out, and my other lefty ends up going to another team, I got no other option, brothers. I gotta take it.
Once again, both David and Keith and all of y'all. Fuck the regular season, bro. Fuck the regular season, bro. This Blake Snell signing is not for the regular season, bro. This is a playoff dude to me, and you ain't gonna have enough playoff dudes. If the Mets are gonna go, let's go for a Mets, for example. I know y'all don't want Blake Snell, but if the Mets go to a 6-man rotation, right, and try to protect Singer, right, Blake Snell innings is gonna be the same innings that he did this year, right? Because he ain't gonna get 30 starts. So why not bring in the best guy other than Corbin Burns to anchor your team? And he pitched well against the Dodgers. He pitched well against the Braves. He pitched well against all the teams that you're supposed to beat, including the team in the Bronx. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here?
We lied to ourselves. That's what we're doing.
I think elderly Mets fans are very strung
Yo,
up.
David, you 3 years
Blake
younger than me. You need to stop. If I'm geriatric, you right there in the freaking sauce with me, bro. Stop being
I was talking about,
bro.
I was talking about cousin.
Check the blood pressure medicine, buddy. Check it. Check it. Get the fuck out of here.
Josh, give me a take. You've been quiet. Go ahead.
Listen to me. I think if you're gonna talk to me or give me a choice between Corbin Burns and Blake Snell, I know last year I didn't want Blake Snell. I think this is the year that I choose Blake Snell. Not only does he not have a qualifying offer connected to him, the issue with Blake Snell, because I want to talk about what you said earlier. He has issues that nobody wants to talk about it when it comes to Senga, but people want to bring up with Blake Snell. When you look at the issues, they both have walk issues. They both also keep guys off of base. You know, a lot of these guys don't score. You know, and sometimes people just want to nitpick on numbers, but the bottom line is these guys are not scoring. Now, how long is this going to continue for? I don't know. For me, Blake Snell is a high AAV short contract guy, 3-4 years, nothing more than that. And that's kind of why I kind of push towards Blake Snell a little bit, because I know that Burns is going to want a 6, possibly 7-year deal. But the guy averages about 5.5 innings per start, 5 1/3, 5 2/3. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. These are normal numbers for starters these days, dude. We're not. This is not the age where you're gonna get guys going constant 6, 7, or 8 innings anymore. You know you're gonna get 5 strong innings from this guy. He's gonna walk guys. He's gonna strike out a ton of guys, and guys are not gonna score. I'll take it, bro. If you're telling me that I don't have to give up no qualifying offer, and this is a guy that would take a short deal, I'm all over this, bro.
Top, you've been quiet. Talk to us.
Yes, bro. These guys said it best. You can't, when you're talking about Kodai Senga, a guy who's coming off an injury, and you don't know what you're gonna get from him consistently. And then on top of that, you're in a situation where you don't know if you're gonna have another lefty in your rotation. Go ahead. You're in a situation where you have to win. Like, I don't understand what the argument is when all year we were talking about, our starters need to go to give us length. We need better starters in our rotation. We have Met fans talking about we got lucky with our rotation. So if you're in a position to boost up your rotation with a guy who's got really good fastball, who got good movement on his changeup, and can give you length on a start-to-start basis, why not? Like, I like that. Blake Snell is a snap for me. I'll sign him in a heartbeat. Like, especially with a team who again, you're up and down with your rotation right now. So
I think it's a preference for many people. I think my brother just don't like him. I get it.
I don't like him.
You don't like him. I get it. It's okay. I think I love him. I love him even more with the fact that we're gonna sign a reliever and turn him into a starter. But that's for another day.
Are you still on this, man?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Snell was a free agent last season, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So if David Stearns was able to go after him, why didn't he?
Money. We have the funds. Remember?
I think we were so tied up with Yamamoto that we took our eye off the ball with other pitchers.
Didn't he have a qualifying offer on him?
Last year he did. Yes, last year.
Yes.
Which is why you don't have one now,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think that you do know and you don't want to admit it, motherfucker. That's what I think it is.
Me personally,
it's okay though. It's not. You don't have to like him. I get it. It's fine.
The only way I want him to sign is to put a smile on Edge and Cousins' face. You know, because they've been talking about this dude for like 8 years.
I want to win, bro. I want to win.
I get it, but I'm not a fan of his. You like him?
Telling me, yo, Dave. I know you with the kids. You want to see Sprout. You want to see all these young dudes. If you bring young dudes in the rotation, it's not a guarantee, bro. I need dudes that can get Ohtani out, Freddie Freeman, all these dudes that's gonna kill us.
Nobody's a guarantee,
Bryce
bro.
Harper. I need a dude that can strike people out, not Jose Quintana, change up and all that. No. 98, nasty breaking ball. Let them feel it. set up the innings for the later on down for Diaz and all these other relievers. I need a dude like that, bro. The Mets don't have a guy like that, and that's a Tony stinger, bro.
And Dave, just hear me out. I want to see Sprout too, and all these other guys. I'm not trying to be a dick with this. I'm just saying if these guys come up and probably do a little bit of long relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's just say maybe he got to spell the dude if he don't get out the 5th inning. Yo, it's actually a good thing to kind of go into a game that Blake Snell kind of leaves empty for you. You know what I'm trying to say? Or he could learn something from Blake Snell, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Something about Blake Snell this year, I think Josh has said it. It seems better than what it was last year. I don't know why.
It was.
It's something about it. Maybe it's because how he pitched in San Francisco that I'm like drooling all over it without noticing. But I don't know. I think it's a little bit more positive than negative. But do you guys have names? Oh, go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you. You know what this guy's whip was yesterday? This season.
105, right?
105.
That shit is crazy. You know what's crazy?
But he walks
106 in Park was a great show, and it lasted a long time. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, but so does Kodai Senga, and we don't really have that conversation, my brother.
No, it's a double standard, bro.
It's not. It's the same situation, bro.
Talk about situation.
But you know what the thing is,
situation, bro.
When it comes to a situation like this, is a double standard because everybody looks at it with the glasses of the money lenses. You know what I'm saying? Snell is gonna make this money. Senga's making $15 million, so it's okay for Senga to do this. And to me, you got to remove the money factor out of it. You got to judge the pitchers for what they do, not for how much money they're getting paid.
But I think I don't need to take the money factor out at some point. Take the money factor out at some point, bro. Like that's what it comes down to. You got to look at production. And yes, if the walks are gonna kill, if he gives up a lot of walks, you got to look at the people in your rotation already. We got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys in our rotation that do the same shit. Like I just want people to realize that.
Yo, Macho, you got a pimp cane? I didn't know you.
You got the 6-year-old cane, boy.
That's for the old fans that want.
Shout out to the old man who wants. I'm not one of them.
I'll take it. I got back problems anyways. I'll take it.
Yo,
I told you came at the end.
Yep. Blake Snell? Not at 35. No, I'm good. 35 AAV. 30 to 35. No.
So, all right, hold on. Before, okay, so here we go. Met fans are liars. Hold on. Met fans are accountants. What else are Met fans? Because we got to stop these crimes amongst one another. Forget about the money. Just hear me out, my brother. Hear me out. It's going to cost you a lot regardless. We want to get better players. It'll cost a lot for anybody. If this man can give you frontline pitching for 3 out of 5 years, will you be mad that $60 million was spent incorrectly over 12, the rest of the contract? I think you'd be happy with that.
Am I allowed to say I'd rather Fried? Is that okay?
Oh, I like Fried. We can do that another time. You're gonna piss Edge off. Edge is gonna come back from the camera.
What are we doing here?
So real quick.
It's always what we doing here, bro. I don't know, man. Y'all out your mind. Y'all don't like. I'm just speaking on as a Met fan, bro. The Mets don't have a lot of talent, bro.
We need a guy that can go more.
They don't have a lot of major league talent. I want as much major league talent that could get prime hitters out as I can. I'm tired of McGill's. I'm tired of all these other dudes that we hope to get dudes out. I need a dude that can strike fear into people. That's why I want a Corbin Burns. That's why I want a Juan Kadire. That's why I want all of these dudes, bro. I need talent on this team. I'm sorry.
So question. Five innings. 5 innings. That's on our ace. I mean, maybe I'm bugging. I don't know.
I think that it's
now, bro.
Somebody gobble up.
He's a 5-inning merchant, Edge. He's a 5
right. Half. Then again, half the guys in your rotation are only going 5 innings.
We're talking about
why does that matter?
We're talking about an ace, Top. We're talking
right,
about
but still, so what?
So what? That don't mean
See,
nothing.
this is my thing though.
Guy.
What I would argue with is there are aces around the league that go 5 innings. It just all depends on who you're facing in that lineup.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not going to go 5 innings.
5 innings though. This isn't a situational. It's just what he does. Last year was a remarkable. He went past 7 for the couple games that he did. I mean, that's we talk about bullpen. We talk about guys needing to go deep in games, and yet we want a 5 inning merchant. No matter who he plays against, he always for some reason ends up in 5 innings and out.
Tone, let me ask you a question. Who's your favorite rapper?
All time?
Yeah. Who's your favorite rapper? Huh?
Nas.
Why?
Queens, baby.
So he is a Queens merchant, but he's the best Queens merchant. So you love him, right?
I say that was good. That was good.
You like that one, right? But he's the best Queens merchant. So we're gonna get the best 5th inning merchant to ever exist. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know why? Because David Stern's gonna build your bullpen, my brother. No?
So
no many got.
Quick question for Tone. How many innings are you looking for guys to go?
How many?
Six and up, 6 and above.
I would say for your majority of starts, at least 6, right? At least.
Okay. So games above 6 innings pitched this year. Snell has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of the 20 starts. Half his starts were above 6 innings or above.
I would take that.
What
I would take that.
Can I ask about the year prior? Is that possible? We're just going on based on.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up right now.
Year prior, I just want to know.
In the year prior, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 out of his 32 starts was 6 innings or above.
I think
That's pretty good.
I think this is the first time in history that Josh ever shut me up. Josh, I bow.
Yo,
Bring Snellen.
thank you for proving that for me, bro.
750 mil. Bring Snellen. I'm okay. I'm on board.
Now, had you told me you wanted 7 innings or above, which is extremely rare these days, you would have probably had an argument, maybe, because it don't happen a lot anyways. You know, you'll probably get like 3 or 4 starts of 7 innings or more from him. Mostly a 6 solid innings in most of his starts.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yep. Yo, Tone, you're gonna love Blake Snell. You know why? You know why you're gonna love Blake Snell? Because nobody likes him, and he's up against the world the same way you are on Twitter.
Yo, Keith, they got dudes that's advocating for Walker fucking Buehler, and he has not fucking pitched. And is he gonna give you 7 innings, bro?
Who's advocating for Walker? I didn't.
Come on, man.
No, he's not saying you.
No. He not saying you.
He's not saying you.
It was actually talking about Keith.
No, man, no. I don't like him.
No, Walker
I'm scared of him. No, I don't want him. I don't want him. No.
Oh no. That was AP. My bad.
No, I think Pope likes Pope AP like Walker Buehler.
No. Pope was the first one that said it. Pope was the first one that said it.
No, but look, maybe. Okay, I can't contradict myself either. You know what I'm trying to say? Because we talked about it recently, me and my brother. Everything David, I even talked about it with Hector. David Stearns has a lot of credit in the bank. So we got to give him a little bit of leeway. We have to. If I wake up tomorrow on my iPhone 25, right, and it tells me that we signed Walker Buehler, I'm going to have to take a long walk, but I have to accept it because he has credit in the bank, right? No, wait. Don't tell me we're not going to, at least give him that bit of a leash, no?
It depends for how long the deal is.
Oh, maybe no more than 2 years. No more.
That's what I was thinking. 2 years?
Yeah, no more.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
No more than 2 years. Yeah, no more. If it's more than 2 years, I'm not watching baseball. But continue. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
So, give me back Luis Severino.
Thank you.
Let's go. No socks, motherfucker.
That wasn't the option though. The option was
Walker Buehler.
It wasn't an option.
I'm thinking about other players within that range. Give me that.
No, definitely. I'll take him every day of the week.
Look at my Jewish king. See, I gotta give my Jewish king a little bit of props. Look, we signed some guy today I never heard of. Yo, we signed a guy today I never in my life heard of. watch the motherfucker be good.
And he didn't even pitch that last year either. He didn't pitch in the majors last year.
Devil Magic David Stearns. I'm telling you.
If he starts, then I'm all in. If he doesn't,
Wait. Oh, wait. All right, last question, and then you could go home or whatever. Listen. What's this motherfucker's name who got caught up with the injury stuff we had that he left? He was the guy before Stearns. Oh my god. Yes. So let me ask you a question. Mainly Macho. Would it piss you off in a world where Billy Epler signs Blake Snell and in another world, David Stearns signs him as well? Like, I think that's possible. You know what I'm trying to say? Like in different universes, that could have happened. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get it. Good thing we're in the MCU right now, and 616, and we got our Iron Man, pulling the strings. You know what? I'm gonna call him Loki. You know what I mean? Because he's over there making sure the universe comes together for us. So, and David Stearns, we trust. I trust this man. I mean, look at him. You know what I mean? I can't do nothing but trust him, bro.
He look like somebody I don't want to trust.
If he says, "Yo, I'm gonna
exactly,"
that's it.
He looks like somebody you shouldn't trust, but because he probably is gonna do the thing you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't do. And it usually is the fucking case. Anyways, yo, today turned out to be hilarious. You guys, thank you. This felt like the lunch table. So I appreciate you motherfuckers. Tone, I know you pulled up late, but we got you in here. Don't worry. Edge, I don't know what you was eating, but don't be hating. I'm going to release the starters. I know you hear me, Edge. I'm just saying, if we do it this year, don't move crazy. I'm just saying. Shout out to everybody who gave an opinion on the players. We actually talked about a lot of non-Met stuff today, and we literally went an hour and 40 without talking about Juan Cadire. So that's a huge step in growth for us as a community. Thank you to the chat. Tried my best to get through all of that. You guys were hugely engaged today. Appreciate you all. Guys, it's almost Thanksgiving, so, we'll talk. We'll be around, you know what I'm saying? Just do me the favor. Keep the fight. Let the Yankee fans fight. You know what I'm saying? Leave that over there. Let them do that, and we chill. We vibe out. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, thank you again. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Blake Snell, and shout out to Clay Holmes being a starter next year. I appreciate you, gentlemen. You guys,
bro.
Hey, look at that. Look at that, Macho.
He's the new Michael King.
What I said. Clay Holmes will be a starter. You ready for that Yankee scraps? Yankee scraps works out for the Mets. I'm just saying.
You guys got to trust me with Clay Holmes here. Right?
Exactly. And Yankee scraps will cost you guys $700 million. So don't get crazy. I'm just saying.
But he's a 1 year Yankee scrap. Stop playing.
Right, that's what it is.
He's like a freaking a soldered freaking brake, bro. He ain't nothing. He ain't no scrap yard, bro. Come on.
Oh, man.
Can you do the voice one last time for go home?
One last time. Do the voice.
Who, me? Ed's voice?
Never mind.
Moment's gone. It's okay. We'll do it again. Y'all be easy. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Later.